Okay, so today we're going to look at opening, writing to, and saving files in Python. So first let's talk about how to open or create a file. So we're going to call this one secret file equals, and then we're going to say open, and we're going to pass two arguments to this open function. Okay, first the name of the file, so secret file.txt. So this is going to be a text file. And then the second argument is also going to be passed as a string, and this one is the permission that we want Python to use for that file. So we have to say, is Python allowed to read the file? Is Python allowed to write to the file? We're going to put a W in for the permissions argument, and W means that the program can write data to this file that we open. Okay. Now, when we do this, okay, let's go ahead and run. Okay, and we can tell from the shell that the program has run. Let's go up to our File Explorer, and the place where I have this using files.py saved is in my documents. Okay, and I'll go ahead and change this to the list view so we can see the list of documents. And I called this using files.py, right? Using files.py. Now, when we opened secretfile.txt, that created a new file in the same directory, and that one was called secretfile.txt. You can see here it has 0 bytes in it. It was created 1556, right? Our timestamp is 1557. So this is the empty file that was created, and it was put into the same directory where the program using files was saved. Now, if I don't want it to be saved to that same directory, right, if I want it to be in a different directory, so for instance, let's say in my documents directory, I'm going to go ahead and make or create a folder, a new folder, and I'm going to call this one secrets. So now I have a folder in the directory called secrets. If I want to save or open, which is to create, if I want to create this file instead of just in the same directory as my program, I'm going to use a slash, and then I'm going to put the name of the folder, right, and then the name of the file. So my folder, though, starts with a capital S. So put a capital S there. And now let's go ahead and run. Oh, whoops, no such file or directory. So I think we need to be back another level. So let's go to home /py /documents, and then secret file is where we're going to put it. So we'll go ahead and run. Okay, now we can see over here that our program was successfully run. Let's go to our documents. Right, here's our directory pathway, home py documents, and then there's our folder called secrets. We open it up, and there's the secret file.txt that we just created with this line of code in Python. Okay, now let's write to this file that we just created. So I'm going to say the name of the file, secretfile.write. Okay, and I'm going to put a message in here. This is a super secret file. Okay, and now I'm going to close the file. Okay, so first we opened the file. Okay, and if the file doesn't exist, it's going to create it. Okay, since our file already exists, it's just going to open that existing file. Then the next line is going to write this string to the file. So it'll be a contents inside that file. It'll no longer be an open file, or an empty file. And then the close function saves our change and closes the file. Okay, it's important to close the function because otherwise the message that we write will never get saved to the file. So when we exit, nothing would be in there. So let's go ahead and run our module. Okay, we'll come back over to our documents, and now we can see in the size of the file, instead of it being 0 bytes, an empty file, now it has 28 bytes. Okay, if I open up that file in my notepad, right, now I can see there's the contents that we wrote to the file from our Python program. Okay, now another thing we can do is read the contents of a file. So if I open my file, so we'll go ahead and copy this and paste it. So we're going to open that same file, only this time instead of W for write, we're just going to put an R for read. Okay? So we're going to first open our file, and then let's say this time this is another super secret file. We'll close it. Then we're going to reopen it, but this time instead of write permission, we're going to have read permission. Okay, so let's print the contents of this file. So we'll print secret file dot read. Okay, that's going to read the contents of the file, which is full of strings, text. It's going to print that to our shell, and then we're going to close that file. So secret file dot close. Okay, so let's go ahead and run. Okay, and notice there's my text. This is another super secret file, right? And that's what was read. Okay, now let's come over to our documents where that file is located, and let's go ahead and open it. Okay, here's our secret file, and let's change the contents of this file. Okay, so let's turn this into a list of names. So Robin, Sue, Jessica, Stanley, Martine, Zoe. Okay, so we'll come up, File, Save. So now we've replaced the information that's inside that file. Okay, we'll go ahead and close it. We'll come over here. Let's get rid of the writing. Okay, and when we open the file, okay, instead of printing all the contents of the file, let's read in a particular line. So if I do print secret file dot, instead of read the whole thing, I'm going to say read line. Okay. So if we want to read the first 3 lines, right, we could do that read line function 3 times. So let's go ahead and run. Okay, and there's my first 3 lines, Robin, Sue, Jessica, from my secret file .txt file. Okay, now let's try connecting this files idea to our world in Minecraft. So if I, instead of reading, okay, let's write to the file. So we'll change R to W in the permissions. And I'm going to change the name of this file. So let's make a file called users. Okay, and we'll keep it in the same secrets location, but we'll change the file name to be users.txt. Okay, now instead of reading lines, okay, let's go ahead and we'll do an input to gather information from the user. So let's do name equals input. What is your name? And then we'll close that. And let's go ahead and say while name is not equal to exit, okay, then we'll write to the file what the user's name is. So let's go ahead and do the name of the file. So users dot write. Okay, and then we're going to pass name, which was the string input that was captured from the user. Right? We're going to write that to the file. Okay, so this will keep looping until the user enters the word exit. Okay, and then we can close our file. So we'll go ahead and come back up here and say user.close. Okay, that'll close the file. And then let's reopen the file. So we'll come back up here. There we go. Control C, Control V. So we'll reopen the file after we save and close with the contents, and we'll change it to R for read only instead of write. And then let's, instead of just printing, let's post to chat. So we'll do world.post to chat, and then we'll take our string literal and say welcome to Minecraft, and then concatenate that with what we read from the file. So concatenate that with users dot, and then we're going to read the line that we just saved. So we're going to read the line, and then we can concatenate with that an exclamation point. Okay, so that will welcome the user to Minecraft. Okay, now that's only going to read the first line, but maybe the user entered in a bunch of different lines, right? So let's tell them in their prompt, right, what is your name? And we'll say here to print, enter 3 names. Okay, that way we know that we should loop through this 3 times. So we'll say for name in range 3. Okay, and then we'll post to chat and we'll welcome each of those users, and then we can close our program. So let's go ahead and run. Okay, it tells us in the shell to enter 3 names. So what is your name? And we'll put Robin. Oh, and I just realized that I forgot to prompt them to enter the name again. So let's come up to shell and restart shell so we can terminate that. We're stuck in a forever loop. And then we're going to need to input the name again after we get it written to the file. Okay, so let's go ahead now and run. Try that again. Okay, so what is your name? And we'll enter Robin. What is your name? We'll enter Sue. What is your name? We'll enter Jessica. Okay, and now we've entered 3, so we're going to type exit. Okay, now, oh, I have secret file somewhere, and I don't want that. So where do I have secret file? Home.file, secret file close, right here. That needed to be changed to users. All right, good debugging. Now let's go ahead and run again. Okay, so Robin, Sue, Jessica, exit. And then here's our output. Welcome to Minecraft, Robin, Sue, Jessica, exclamation point. So isn't that interesting? Instead of putting it on each separate line, it put them all together in the same file with no spaces. So let's come over to our file and look at how that was saved. So we'll go to Documents, Secrets. Here's our users file. And see how when the user entered in their input and we did write to file, it saved each one of those pieces of input on the same line with no spaces. So when we did the read line function in our Python program, it read in all 3 user names as one line of code. Okay, so let's come back and fix that. So we're going to go up here to where we write the name, right? We capture the user's name. When we write it, instead of just writing that string, we're going to concatenate, and then inside of a string literal, we're going to use the escape sequence /n. Okay, that slash escapes the string literal, and the n means new line. So that's going to come down to a new line when we write the name to the file. So now each of those 3 names should be on its own line. So let's go ahead and run and try that again. So Robin, Sue, and Jessica, then exit. And there's our 3 players, our 3 users. Welcome to Minecraft, Robin, Sue, and Jessica. Okay, now let's say I was going to run this program again to gather 3 more users' names, but I don't want to overwrite the names that are already in the program. Okay, then instead of a W for write, because that's going to overwrite what's in my file, I'm going to change it to an A, which means append. Okay, append permissions let the program write new data only to the end of the file, leaving the other contents of the file intact. Okay, so we're going to go ahead now and change this to be for range in 6, because there's already 3 names in our file. We're going to add 3 more, so we're going to output a total of 6 lines. So let's go ahead and run. So let's put in Bill, Ted, and Sam. Okay, then we'll exit, and there's all 6 of the names, right? The 3 from the first time we ran the program and saved them to the file. Now we have 3 new ones that are now in that file. So if I go up to my secrets file and I open users.txt, which I think I have open already. So we're going to need to close that so that we can open it again. There we are. Okay, now we can see there's the 6 names that were input the 2 times that we ran the program, saved each on their own line in our txt file.